final part of Resident Evil Village. Okay, we got some new notes here. February 9th, evening scrap heap. It's hard to believe that what Chris just told me. He didn't shoot Mia, but Miranda. She can change her appearance and pretend to be Mia. She wants Rose for some experiment with that fucking mold, and Chris is trying to stop her. I feel like I've been thrown into the nightmare from Louisiana all over again. February 10th, Dawn Altar. I know two things. The first is Miranda's real goal. She wants to bring her dead daughter, who's stored in the Megamycete, back to life using Rose as a vessel. The second is the secret Mia was hiding from me, that I died in the Baker house 3 years ago. I'm just a walking corpse full of mold. And this body's almost spent, but don't worry, Rose. I swear I'll save you. Yep. So, here we go, man. Like, this is craziness. Poor Ethan, man.
Out of my way. I gotta keep going.
My beautiful daughter, come to me. Is that you? Oh, how I've missed you. What? My power is leaving me!
Rose! Miranda!
Interesting. Your body certainly isn't normal.
Give Rose to me! Now!
You will see. Once I kill you properly, everything...
Get her now! Let go!
I've spent a lifetime creating this moment. And you tried to take it away from me. I will take what is due. My desires will be fulfilled! Rose is mine!
What the fuck?
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Saddest. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true peace. So now you can die.
I'm not letting you get away.
Why would you? Please, Mr. Winters. Here I come. I'll take wonderful care. You understand the level of parenting. How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
I shall put you to rest. The Megamycete saved me from the pits of despair. It granted me this splendid power.
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive me nuts.
Feel the Dark God's wrath! Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you let things in my hands. If I combine Rose with a Megamycete, my daughter will be made manifest at last! And I've waited a century, almost! Why do you interrupt? Surely you have no reason. So close.
She's my goddamn daughter. Psycho!
Time is up! Now die! Curse this ramshackle bitch! Hold still. For my daughter. Wretch! I've never seen a human without heart. Are you sure? Those thorns, they could do nothing to assuage my years of loneliness.
Ever think the problem might be you, Miranda? You're not capable of real love.
I will take back my daughter! Die, 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 die. None shall interfere in my grand designs. This is how it ends. To ensure I never see your face. My daughter! My
Rose! Shh. Shh. It's all right, Rose. It's all right. Ethan! Ethan! Come on, Ethan. Come on, Ethan, wake up. You did it. It's finished.
I think we've finished each other.
Ethan, we gotta move. Keep moving, Ethan. There's a bomb in that thing that'll blow this whole village sky high. Hey, look at me. When I hit this trigger, we can't be anywhere near it. Ah, damn it. Mia's waiting for you. She's alive, you hear me? Alive.
Mia, I'm so sorry. I love you. Keep Rose safe.
Hey. And you tell yourself. Now come on, it's not that much further.
Watch over her. Teach her to be strong. God damn it. Goodbye, Rosemary.
Ethan.
Rose!
Go, take us up now!
Wait! Where's Ethan?
Get moving. We have to get clear.
No! We can't go, not without my husband!
Mia, sit down and strap in.
Not before you tell me where Ethan is. I know he wouldn't abandon us. Tell me what's going on. Where? What was that?
I told you to sit down.
Where is he? Chris? What have you done?
He's gone! I tried. He stayed so we could all escape. I'm sorry.
Captain, you need to see this. BSAA didn't send soldiers. This is a bioweapon.
What the hell were they thinking?
Orders, Captain.
Pick up the rest of the squad. Plot a course for BSAA Europe HQ. Someone's gotta pay.
go ahead and let this all play out again, and then just give like what I've been doing, my little final thoughts, and you know.
Gifts we gave, but more you took, she snarled. So more in turn is due. In a blink, the girl was trapped inside a mirror. Her parents, though, had searched all day and at last arrived. With rampant rage, Father fought the witch, while Mother's loving touch shattered the dark enchantment. But the witch was strong, and Father yelled, "Save our daughter!" So Mother bore their child to safety as the forest was consumed. Even now, the burnt forest is a grim reminder of Father's sacrifice. To this day, any child who stares too long into the charred wasteland will be haunted by nightmares of getting lost while picking berries.
Hello, my tears, because of you, I am who I am. Hello, sorrow, because of you, I am who I am.
little boy will be able to touch the moon?
Nobody can touch the moon, it's too far away.
Wait, what if he has a rocket ship?
Okay, then you can touch it, but it'd be very, very cold.
You were being silly. I don't think the moon.
Hey, Dad. Happy birthday. Sorry I missed last week. I have a lot of tests coming up. You know how it is. Talk of the goddamn devil. Duty calls. I love you.
Yeah, I found her. Where else? Today of all days. We have a situation. You're needed, Evelyn.
Don't you ever call me that again.
Whoa, it's just a joke, Rose.
I can show you things even Chris doesn't know I can do.
We have a clear shot.
Stand down. I can handle it. She's just a kid.
Way to keep it together, Rose.
You're a lot like him, you know?
I know.
The father's story is now done. And there's our results for the game. So, Village is complete. Rose's story is going to begin, a whole new cycle of Resident Evil for the future, I'm guessing. In the bonuses, we do have the Shadows of Rose, which is DLC content, main story DLC content for Resident Evil Village. And I've only played it one time. So I do remember, like, it's one of those things where, like, I played it one time, and I still have, like, the entire thing still just stuck in my head as to, like, okay, I know, I've seen it, I get it, and I think I understand where we're going with the future with this stuff. And it's really, it's a very interesting DLC. I mean, Rose is older, right? And we can't really tell, like, why. Like, is it a 16, 18-year time skip here, or is she just having that accelerated growth because that's what Evelyn had, right? That, security dude or whatever, he was kind of a dick for doing that, so I don't have any problem with how she handled him. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. And, you know, I said it from episode 1. I literally said it from the very first video put on the village. I said, just keep an open mind with the story because I don't know what direction we're going with Resident Evil at this point, you know? And if you play through the Shadows of Rose DLC content, things are starting to get we're starting to get real weird with shit. It's no longer about like, you know, guns and zombies and bioweapons. It's evolving, right? Resident Evil as a franchise that's evolving. But to sum up basically how I feel about Village, I mean, I loved the game, right? It was a lot more action heavy than 7 was by far. 7 went more for like the horror, grotesque, survival, you know, type of thing in there. Tiny, cramped house, and you know, with just a few places that you could kind of like open, explore, and stuff like that. Where Village felt more wide, right? It was more wide open. You had a lot more space to kind of dip and dive around things, and that's kind of why like the enemies were really fast, is because they knew that you had all this ground to cover, you know. Not quite like the Molded, where the Molded were just kind of slow, hulking beasts that, you know, unless we were in the Mia section, that's kind of where they were the most dangerous, and just tight corridors and stuff like that. And then inside the Baker home, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, I mean, I remember the ending hitting really hard, right? And for a Resident Evil game, I don't think I've ever had a Resident Evil game ever make me like feel something or even like attempt to cry. But this one definitely did, and I just kind of go back to like how it is growing up, right? Like, what would you do in this situation? You know what I'm saying? And like, I have, me personally, I have a daughter, and I know the way that Ethan was this whole time. I mean, that's what any like, you know, real dad would do, is you would put your everything, your life on the line and all that just to rescue your kid from impossible odds, right? And of course, I mean, we're not going to have no zombies or anything like that show up, and, you know, lichens and all that. But for them to actually like kill off a main character like this is kind of crazy, to be honest. And I'm saying like a main character. Like, I know Resident Evil's had its share of like, I'm going to kill people off for whatever reason. Like, I think in Revelations 2, I think Barry's daughter or something like that, or whoever that other girl was with Claire, I think she ended up dying. I don't exactly remember that whole thing, which is why I kind of want to play those games again too. And I mean, I don't even know what to make of it. This whole Ethan Winters was from start to finish just treated like complete shit, you know, and the finding of his wife in Louisiana after the 3-year gap or whatever, you know, and then losing his daughter. He doesn't even really get to have her for like a full year. And 3 years, you know, later, after the whole Baker stuff, he's thrusted into this position where he's getting fucking fucked around. You know, his hands getting bit off, he's getting just torn up and discovering that he's a dead person instead of, you know, whatever, and he's made out of mold at this point because of his time spent in the mold in the Baker home. Being killed by Jack, I mean, it was just a lot. But we're seeing like the connection of the mold, you know, and as long as that thing survives, I mean, it's like Rose with her powers and everything too, being able to reach still and you know, being able to see her dad and all that kind of stuff it's kind of intense stuff, to be honest. And I really hope in Resident Evil 9 that she plays some part in it. I know that the rumors and speculations is that it's like a Leon and Jill thing or whatever, at least from the articles that I read. But I wouldn't be opposed to like if they kind of did like a 6 type of deal where they had different campaigns, but like even better. You know what I mean? And we have something where like Leon and Jill team up and do something there. The two Redfields go together and do something with the BSAA in Europe. And then Rose has like her own little deal with, Wesker's son and all that stuff, or however that wants to play out. And then, might see some chapters closing for some of these heroes. I don't want it to ever come to that, but I mean, if we're going to continue to progress with the games, I mean, we got to just accept that reality is reality. These people are going to get older, and they're not going to be able to fight like their younger selves anymore, And we've come like in a full circle moment here where Village is basically the founding grounds, right? Like I don't know how they did this. I don't know what creative mind, but shout out to that mind, because we retroacted everything. We went way back in time and said that this village specifically was what started everything, from Spencer being found, taken care of by the village, and then gaining that that desire to go and figure out how to perfect mankind or whatever he wanted to do there. And I mean, it's just so incredible to see like how it all just full circled on itself. And, now we know where it all stemmed from, where his motivation, what his role model was and everything with Mother Miranda. And now that Ethan's already destroyed, the Megamycete for what we've seen now, and hopefully that stuff is gone for good, because the mold stuff was really cool. I really liked the introduction of the mold, but as we know with Resident Evil, it's never just going to stay the one virus, the one parasite. It's got to move on to something new and different each and every single time. And I think we're starting to see like we have soldier, bioweapons, like soldier BOWs that are taking the form of people, and we saw them. They were fast roping from the helicopters and everything, going down and fighting like you would think a military soldier would. And I mean, that's the direction we're going. So we're not doing no slow hulking, or slow moving zombies or anything like that just completely lost their brains or whatever. Like we're gonna probably in Resi 9, depending on what direction they truly want to go, I think we might be fighting bioweapons that can fight back, like legitimately, not just like claws and all that. I mean, like use guns and everything. And to me, that's what was kind of missing in RE2 and RE4 remake, is that there were some of those soldier Ganado dudes that actually used guns. Like they kind of just sprayed and prayed their AKs all over the place. So it was like kind of awkward, but that wasn't present in RE4 remake, right? The only thing that they could do was just shoot rocket launchers, which was still like a rocket launcher over like an AK-47. I mean, that's odd, like they were using guns before, but then they didn't want to do it this time around. So now I think in Resident 9 or 10 or whatever they're going to do, I think that we're going to actually end up fighting bioweapons that can shoot back. And that'll be a completely different spin on what we've always known about Resident Evil. And at that point, I mean, now we're kind of Call of Dutying ourselves, so I don't know. And the only thing I can see right now is that the good guys, right, have a bioweapon on their hands, like on their side finally. And I think Rose is going to play a complete part into probably closing out the franchise forever. And I don't know, I would probably say that Resident Evil 10 would probably be like the final little bits that they would ever make, because there's only so much with these games that you can do. And I know that we can keep on going and going and going, but Village was such a perfect, I'm so glad that they waited all this time to make a game like this in this era, because something like Village would have probably been ruined as a remake if it was made back in, in the PS2, PS3 era or something like that. Because this is just perfect what they did with this. And retroactively it fits into place with everything that Resident Evil's been known for, and I applaud everything that they've done. But my plan going forwards for the games are, we're done with the numbered series that I wanted to put on the channel to start out. If I ever feel the itch, because I have plenty of other things that I have to do. I mean, I still got to get that Elden Ring done so that we can get that platinum popped finally. And I want to adventure into different games this year, so I kind of have to move on from this stuff. But 2, 3, 4 remakes, 7 and 8 are now up on here. And if I'm ever going to do a 0, 1, 5, 4 original, and then maybe a 6, we'll see. It's one of those, like, I'll have to kind of like just fit them in between, like, after playing like maybe 2 or 3 new games, and then just be like, all right, now I'll just do Resident Evil 0 or whatever, because they're not that very fun, like, to watch or kind of go through. There's not really like a giant story element or anything. They were just like fun little things to play back then. And then I really think the series started taking off more and more when these remakes started to actually create the stories and begin to humanize the characters and actually like, oh, this is a franchise we care about. So yeah, but that's my plan going forward. I had a tremendously fun time, and eventually I'll start uploading like the DLC stuff for each game that has it, because DLC for 4 remake is pretty big, for Ada's stuff with the separate ways. The Shadows of Rose for this game, the whole Baker stuff in 7, like the banned footage and all that, I've never played 7's DLC, so I'm really looking forward to see what that was always about. 3 has nothing, and then 2 remake really doesn't have any kind of story DLC. It's all just like challenge mode type stuff, so I'll probably never do that. But I know for a fact that anything that was story related, I'm definitely going to put on here because it needs to happen, right? I need to see more of the story and to make sense of what is actually fucking going on here. But yeah, I guess we could look at this. Yeah, so this is huge stuff, right? Like, you have to boot this game up and you have to read all this stuff to properly make sense of what's going on with the story. And I mean, I've never like fully read any of this yet, so okay. Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to read. I'm definitely gonna have to read this like on my own time because this is pretty good. Damn. Yeah, that sounds like some shit I need to actually read there. Tragedy of Ethan Winters. And I just want to say I don't think that Ethan's really dead, right? I just don't really believe that he's gonna be like completely dead because we've seen that what the Mega Mycete and everything can do. I don't know. He's a mold man. I can't really tell. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is really fucking good to look at too, man. Like I just need to take some time to appreciate a lot of this different shit that we're seeing here because this could be some pretty big stuff, to be honest. Oh, 1 minute and 49 seconds in this playthrough. That's a new record right there. I thought I did that pretty quickly too. It must have been when if I hadn't checked around the corner, I went straight for the stairs. I would have gotten the achievement for this finally. That is so annoying, man. But anyway, thanks for being on the short journey of Resident Evil with me. I've had a lot of fun doing this stuff, you know, and I wanna get the whole like series on here because I am a huge RE fan, but like I said, it's just I wanted to get the newer, prettier looking things out first before I started putting the older stuff on. And no, I mean those games aren't very long. They can be beaten pretty quickly too. This village run gave me about 11 and a half hours. Very first run I ever did, I think that was about the same too. So let's see here. So I pull that up. No, I probably saved over it a long time ago, so I wouldn't be able to tell anymore. But yeah, my first initial playthrough of the game kind of netted me that same completion time, about 11 and a half. So and again, that's just from doing everything and generally just, you know, appreciating the game for what it is and exploring stuff and explaining things, you know. Normally I wouldn't be talking during the game anyway, so I had to do all that kind of stuff and show things that were pretty cool in this regard. But I had a lot of fun doing it. You know, these Resident Evil games have gotten just so much better over time, and I really, really love the RE engine. And you know, I can't wait to see what they're crafting in the next one. And I don't know if it's going to be another remake. I mean, we all want Code Veronica. I know it. I see it. We want a 1 remake, a 5 remake, but I don't know. I think I can see more. I think 9's going to be their priority, and then maybe the remakes after that. You know, it's been since 2021 or something like that since Village has come out. So it's old, and that sucks. I do want to do a VR mode of this one day, but you need the PSVR 2, and I only have the first one, so that kind of sucks for me, right? Duke was the fucking homie, man. Such a good character. Yeah, the way that they decided to do stuff in this game was so good, man. Fuck these things, too. They were so fucking creative with this game, like unbelievable. Loved every minute of it. Alright, well thanks for watching Resident Evil Village. The series is now complete. I am going to jump into something different after this. We will continue the Elden Ring playthrough. I am at the mountaintops of the Giants. So, you know, that's kind of getting towards its end game as well. I just had to take a little break from it because I was like, let's get some more, you know, other different things out right now. But thank you. I've been seeing the views and I'm appreciating it. Whether you like or subscribe it does not matter. This for me has just been a time capsule, because I just don't know how much more I have in me to replay old games and, think I can keep on playing new ones because my backlog is filled. But ever since I started this YouTube thing, I'm like, I just want to get these games out so at least I can see it forever. And I'm having a lot of fun doing this stuff. So appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, on a DLC or whatever, Resident Evil for now is going to be put away. And rest in peace, Ethan Winters.